All right, moving on. And Benjamin Netanyahu has been sworn in as Israel's new prime minister, capping a remarkable political comeback. The veteran leader's sixth government will be the most right-wing in Israeli history, and it includes ultra-Orthodox and ultra-nationalist parties. The administration is vowing to expand settlements in the occupied West Bank, considered illegal under international law.
Israel's longest-serving prime minister has returned to power. Benjamin Netanyahu has been sworn in yet again. And opposition members of parliament are not happy.
I hear the constant cries of the opposition about the end of the country and democracy. But to lose in elections is not the end of democracy. This is the essence of democracy.
The new far-right government has vowed to promote settlements in the occupied West Bank. The militant group Hamas says that will lead to more violence.
We in the Hamas movement issue a clear warning that the policies of this incoming government represent a trigger point for major unrest, which may extend beyond Palestine.
This year is already the deadliest in the region since 2005. Around 500,000 Israelis live in the disputed areas, alongside some 2.5 million Palestinians.
This government is great news. It's going to be strong for the Jewish people in the state of Israel. And I really hope it will not disappoint us.
Netanyahu also wants to block Iran's efforts to develop nuclear weapons. But it's not only regional tensions that will be challenging. The veteran leader is still fighting corruption charges in court and will face tough opposition at home.
Well, earlier I spoke with history professor Louis Fishman, author of the book Jews and Palestinians in the Late Ottoman Era, Claiming the Homeland. And I asked him if Benjamin Netanyahu's new coalition would be any more stable than previous governments.
You know, on the surface, it actually might look to some that it's a stable government. He got 63 seats. He's secure. He's passed law that they can't have breakaway groups from them. But even the first day was, quite controversial. We saw LGBTQ protesters going out. Despite that, appointing Amir Ohana, an openly gay man, the Speaker of the Knesset, was a huge move. But we know that there are parties within the Religious Zionist Party and other parties that are extremely homophobic, racist, and they're wanting to actually legislate discrimination within the law. So what we can see now is that you have quite a few people, even in the Likud, are upset with some of these more radical voices emerging. And this is just the very, very beginning. You know, we have the Minister of National Security, Ben Gvir, is, openly, he was barred from running for years because he was deemed a fascist. And now he's going to be in charge, not just of the police, but also he's going to be in charge of the security forces, some of them in the West Bank. So we have a lot of things that we need to wait and see how they play out. It doesn't look good. I'll end by saying it doesn't look good either when one of the women Orit Struk, she comes out and says, you know what, we want to legislate discrimination, saying that if a doctor doesn't want to serve someone who's from the LGBT community or Arab, they don't have to. So these are far-reaching changes that Israel has never seen before.
Now, the government has already vowed to extend settlements in the occupied West Bank. So what does this actually mean for stability in the region?
Well, this is when the flashpoints of conflict that we might see within the government. And this is simply because they are now trying to work with peace for Saudi Arabia. And it seems that, according to the news tonight, it seems that Netanyahu got an okay from Ben Gvir and Smotrich, not to the two more far-right people, not to push for annexation. But this is something that is inherent in the far right. So how will he be able to, please both sides? By building more settlements, this is going to also problematize relations with the United States, but we have to remember that the last government also built more settlements. So for Palestinians, for the everyday Palestinian, this is not going to be a major shift. The last government, which was considered liberal, more Palestinians actually died by Israeli army gunfire than during the Netanyahu years, than the decade before. I mean, based on the year. So we're going to have to wait and see this, how this plays out. Settlements could problematize relations with the United States, definitely, I would say, and they need the U.S. support right now.
Louis Fishman, historian and writer. Thank you.